Okay, hi everyone. This is the follow-up to my last video, as promised. That was the unboxing of the rock candy Lara Croft and Wonder Woman. Today I'm going to be talking more about the characters themselves. Lara Croft and Wonder Woman are both icons. Lara is the first lady, literally, of gaming, and Diana of Themyscira, Wonder Woman, is the first female costume superhero. Both of them are icons. As such, they've had to bear a lot of representational burden over the years, which has kind of muddled their characters a little bit sometimes. But today I'm going to be actually looking at digging down to the core of what these women represent. What got me thinking about it really was sort of noting, in particular within the cosplay community, many Tomb Raider cosplayers are also Wonder Woman fans and have dressed up in the Star-Spangled Panties and everything. So why are people drawn to these two characters in particular, who I see as being quite different? Why the two of them together? Well, I've given this a bit of thought beforehand as well. I have an ongoing fan fiction called Living Legend, which you can find on fanfiction.net and archive of our own. The links are below in the description for this video. It's a crossover story. Living Legend's premise is that what if the first outsider from man's world to arrive in the Amazon island of Themyscira wasn't Steve Trevor? What if the first person to arrive was actually intrepid archaeologist Lara Croft? What would come out of that? The story is far from my most well-read, but it's been fun and very rewarding from a writing perspective, delving into these characters, working with their distinct different voices and exploring their interactions. What principles do they share? What opinions would they clash over? And how would they influence each other? I think there would be a lot of that. But yeah, let's start with Diana of Themyscira, Wonder Woman. I think the easiest way to describe her is true north. She's there to do good and help people and show justice on every level, whether that's teaching a little girl self-defense in a park playground or punching it out with a galactic overlord to save Earth. She's an ambassador and a role model as much as a warrior, and she will definitely, I think, prefer to start things with discussion. She won't jump straight into a physical fight. An important point to make is that she's not a naive goody two-shoes, despite her sort of moral code is quite pure and idealistic. Wonder Woman will get her hands dirty. In fact, she'll get them bloody. She will kill if she thinks it's necessary. And that's even if it puts her against Superman and Batman, the other members of the DC Trinity, because they have such strict no-kill codes. Diana is a character who does what needs to be done at the end of the day. So I think really the tension with Diana is that clash between her idealism and reality, especially at the start of her career when she's quite inexperienced. I see her as having this burning desire to make a difference. She has a huge heart. Diana is about love and trust and acceptance, and that leaves her open for hurt and disappointment because she wants to believe the best of people. She is fundamentally a fixer. That's her purpose in life as she sees it, and she wants to help people achieve that best of themselves. And when you look now at Lara Croft, well, okay, first things first, when I'm talking about Lara Croft, I actually am talking about classic Lara and reboot Lara. I always see them sort of as a hybrid. There's a lot of fighting among fans over which version of the character is better, but I actually see them as the same person, and I write them that way. So in Living Legend, for example, the Lara who arrives on Themyscira is in her mid to late 20s. She's been around the block or the pyramid a few times. At this point, she isn't a starry-eyed idealist out to make her mark anymore. She's been betrayed multiple times. She's seen people corrupted by greed and a lust for power, And I think the effect on her would naturally be that she becomes more cynical, more distrustful of others, more misanthropic in general, and pushes herself sort of away from people to become more of a loner. Diana, I think, would find that shift quite sad. Lara's also an orphan. She lost her parents in childhood. She's also growing up. She's lost many people that she loves. She's seen people get hurt because of her. So again, achieving that emotional distance to sort of protect herself and protect others. And this situation is very different from Diana, who's grown up surrounded by so much love from all the Amazon, all these mothers and sisters and lovers and friends. And her mother, of course, has been there protecting her and guiding her the whole way. So Lara, given her past, I think is fiercely self-reliant. She's had to be. I actually think Lara is a lot closer in personality to Diana's mother, Queen Hippolyta. She also suffered extreme betrayal at the hands of men, and that's sort of given her some trust issues. And I think meeting between Lara and Hippolyta would lead to a lot of conflict, actually. They're both strong-willed women who hate being told what to do, and they make their own rules. They're used to setting them themselves. I do think that Lara would be at home among the Amazons as a kind of unofficial Amazon herself. I think she would earn the Amazons' respect for her fighting spirit and tenacity, but the problem is her murky moral code. Living only for herself, really. Lara is short-tempered, she's impulsive, she's reckless, and she certainly doesn't fight with honor. Of course, the big difference is Diana is blessed by the goddesses, or she's a demigod herself, depending on the origin story, whereas Lara is fully human. She's a lot more physically vulnerable than Diana, so she can't go toe-to-toe with a god, for example. She'd be dead in an instant. So when it comes to fighting, for example, she has to be smart, she has to be opportunistic. And if winning means headshotting someone from a mile away, then so be it. You improvise. That's how you win. Classic or reboots, Lara is a scrappy survivor, and you don't survive by being nice. Any heroism that you see from Lara Croft, I tend to view more as a side effect. She has her own shifting moral code. I see her as stepping in if no one else will, but I think it's kind of grudging on her part. Lara's mission in life is answers. It's about solving the world's great mysteries. And if she's forced to kill 50 guys in the process to get to those answers, then, well, it's got to be done. I don't think she's ever out to save anyone. In fact, I think she seems to spend more of her time fixing her mistakes and putting to rest the things that she has awoken. So I do think she would be pretty horrified to hear that anyone considers her a role model. I imagine actually that there's some guilt on her part deep down, given her past actions and what she's done. I don't think she's entirely comfortable with that, although she does also hide it behind her cool, confident exterior. Which brings me to hypothetical time. If Lara Croft and Wonder Woman were to meet and interact, I do see them influencing each other and providing a bit of balance for these very contrasting parts of their personalities. I see Diana thawing Lara, but getting her to lower her thorny guard, showing her that she can rely on others, that she can laugh and love and actually use her heart as much as she does her head. When we're talking about Lara's influence on Diana, it's sort of more the inverse. I think Lara would teach Diana to think more, to always be prepared. More importantly, that things aren't always black and white, and there's a lot of moral grey in the world, and with that, you're going to have to make some very tough decisions. Also, in making these decisions, there will be costs to your soul that you have to live with, and maybe inexperienced Diana hasn't ever really thought about that, not beyond a theory level. Also, I think Lara Croft's all about independence, so I think her message to Diana would be to, not be mindlessly obedient and not accept the status quo if it feels wrong to you. Things should be challenged at all times. So yeah, there you go. For me, these are two fictional characters who are immensely powerful and inspirational in reality, in different ways. I think that the way I see them is that Wonder Woman is inspiring to be a better, kinder person. She's socially conscious and wants to benefit others. This is her message to us. Whereas Lara Croft is more inspiring, I think, on a personal level. She's a character who inspires you to be brave and resilient and be yourself and chart your own course, even if that means falling and getting up 100 times. It doesn't matter. And it's for these reasons that these two women are so special to so many people. And I'm going to call it there. Thanks for listening to my ramblings today. And you can always subscribe to this channel or like my Facebook page, which you can find under Fangirl with a P. So thanks for watching.